Hey there, people. So, big milestone, 70,000 subscribers, and another big milestone, over 20 million views we have now hit on the channel. So, thank you all. Of course, that's the first thing I want to say. Thank you all so much. So much going on lately. It's been crazy, and obviously world events as well as my own and channel events and everything. It's a little odd to see me twice in 1 week. My face on your screens twice in 1 week is unusual as well. But even before I talk about even before the current global situation began, I was already extremely busy. So I was busy over the holidays, and the channel was growing so fast over the holidays, and it's been growing fast again right now, of course, with so many people sitting home. So I skipped the 60,000 subscriber video because it happened over the holidays. I was so busy, and I just didn't have time to do it. By the time I could even think about it, we were already at 65,000. So I was like, well, do I do a 65,000? That would be kind of weird, especially to then do 70 as well. And anyway, here we are. So that all said, and given the current situation, let me be clear. I am healthy. I'm doing fine. Don't worry about me. A few people were worried after I did that coronavirus video, but it was really just a PSA. Just wanted to give you all some info if I could, if it would help. I have had a few little symptoms, nothing major. May or may not be related to that at all. I don't know. Last Thursday, though, which was the day that I recorded that video in the morning, and then in the afternoon, that was actually the worst time I've had during this whole thing. That afternoon, I started having, I think, a little bit of a fever. I started feeling like cold and getting a little bit of chills, a tiny bit, and then like later in the evening I had a really bad headache. But that being said, like sometimes those things happen to me sort of anyway. I sometimes get bad headaches occasionally, last few years particularly, as I'm getting older, I suppose. Yeah, I don't know, once in a while I have other symptoms. But anyway, may or may not have been anything. And I have had just a little bit of like a minor, more of an urge to cough. Like I think I may have mentioned that even, and that started a little before that, a little tickle in my throat and a little bit of urge to cough. But again, nothing major, a little phlegm, nothing to worry about. Actually, the funny thing is, Friday morning, the next day, I was feeling great. So I don't know, the little cough thing hasn't quite gone away, but it's mostly gone. So I don't know, could be that, could be anything, who knows? We're all sitting here wondering what's going on with ourselves, right? But let's not talk about that all day. In other news, shameless plug while I'm here. If you want to see me playing games just for fun, check out our second channel. I say ours as well, because ours including all of you, and ours also including my friends on that one. Second channel is just where I play games with my friends for fun. We play whatever we feel like playing, and I'll put a little pop-up and a link. So a link in the description if you don't see the pop-up. But it's a much smaller channel. It's a very small channel at this point. I'm just trying to gradually, for people who like to see me just goofing around, having fun with friends, playing different games, that's what we do over there. And it is really just, it's a lot of fun. So if you like that sort of thing and maybe you need something to do right now, feel free to check it out. You may have noticed, though, that I've been extremely busy, and I haven't been able to respond to comments as much, and I haven't been putting out quite so many guides. The last 6 months or so have been crazy. First of all, my wife and I bought a condo back in September, and we moved in October. So the holiday season, of course, is always busy, so we were dealing with like the fallout of buying a condo and moving and the holiday season all at once, and it was just nuts. And I'm really just starting to feel like I'm starting to catch up, like now, maybe. And you may have also noticed some changes on the channel. It was kind of around the holidays. I decided to try to take that content from that second channel and bring it to the main channel just to see if it would be popular enough to warrant having it back on the main channel, because we used to do that on this channel as well. And then I ended up creating a second channel for that, tried to move it over here just to see, try to move it back just to see, you know, if there was interest, but there wasn't. Those things weren't popular enough, so I put it back on the second channel, where I do think it's best that it finds its own audience for those people who are interested in that. It's never going to do well on a channel that's about something else. So I ended up moving it back to the second channel, and I've also been trying to improve the guides when I have been doing them, putting in some graphics and things like that just to keep it a little more interesting, so you're not just sitting there staring at my character in the game or whatever my character is staring at in the game. Instead, you have some graphics that will help explain what I'm talking about as well. So I've been trying to do that for the guides. That being said, last little while has been crazy on the channel in other ways. The views in this current situation with so many people staying home, the views on the channel have been more like weekend views every day, what I'm used to seeing on weekends, if not a little more so. So views on the channel have been going up a lot, and subscriber count has been kind of exploding during this whole thing. Honestly, I don't think I'm making more money, because I have a feeling advertising rates are down a little bit. I'm making kind of similar amounts of money, but the channel is certainly a little more popular in terms of views and subscribers lately. And it's just interesting to see like weekdays the same as weekends. That usually only happens over the holidays and to some extent over the summer. Anyway, I've been totally overwhelmed, and you know how I like to, many of you know I like to try to respond to the comments on the channel, and I have been getting the notifications. I mentioned in the last one, I think, that I wasn't always getting. I started not getting the notifications for a little while, but I'm getting notifications of comments. I'm just completely unable to keep up. I've been totally overwhelmed by comments, and it's just impossible to keep up at this point. So I'm getting most of the notifications, but there's just no time to respond to them all. I'd have to sit here all day and try to respond to comments all day, and I would get nothing else done. I'm running a business as well. This channel is not my full-time job, although it's like half of my income at this point, which is certainly good. I'm not going to complain, but I do have a business to run, and I have a family. So I hate to say it, at this point there's just no chance I can keep up with everyone in the comments. I try to get in there when I can, but it's impossible pretty well at this point. As far as videos, you may have noticed I've been mixing it up a bit. I've been doing more of my expert playthrough and some different guides, not just Terraria guides. Of course, I did put one good Terraria guide up recently, and I did do, you know, at least one around the holidays. Don't worry, I will be doing more Terraria guides. I've just been, there have been some other things I wanted to do as well, and I wanted to finish that playthrough. I'm trying to get that done before 1.4 comes out for Terraria. So that's why I've been publishing a little bit more of those and a little less of the guides as well. And I've had like various ideas for guides for other things. The other thing is that I'm kind of waiting a little bit on 1.4 to come out before I do like a lot of big Terraria guides again, because it's going to change so much, and already some of the guides I've done are sort of out of date with the updates on console and mobile and even PC. Some of the guides I've done are out of date at this point, so you know, knowing that there's a huge update coming, I don't want to put all kinds of effort into making a huge guide that's just going to be obsolete in like a matter of months probably. But I am planning when 1.4 comes, I will be doing big guides again, and I probably will do a few before that as well. But just so you know why you're not seeing as many right now, I will do the big guides more, and like seriously covering 1.4 when it comes. I will try to cover everything I can, and I'm going to devote as much time as possible to just covering 1.4 Journey's End when it does come out. And yeah, Terraria will remain the main focus, but I do like to do guides for other games occasionally as well. I'm actually thinking of making a guide for Minecraft, because under these circumstances I did find a little bit of time to like play around with Minecraft and just get to understand it a little bit. And when I come to understand a game a bit, that's when I like to make a guide to share it with other people. So you notice I do a lot of like beginner guides for other games, because that's something that I can identify with, and something where like I get to a certain point and I just want to share the information, and I do a little research. So it's not like just, oh, I figured out how to play the game, but okay, well, I figured this much out. What else do I need to know, and what else do other people need to know to get really get comfortable with a game? And so I like to do things like that. Thinking about that for Minecraft. Let me know what you think of that. But otherwise, as I say, just trying to finish that playthrough before 1.4 comes out, and at the same time balancing that with doing some guides for Terraria and other games. But anyway, yeah, I guess that's probably enough to talk about for the moment, really. I just wanted to give you a little bit of a roundup. And we're all dealing with a lot of uncertainty right now. This whole crisis is probably going to have some major effects on the world for years, perhaps many years to come, and that's not totally predictable. I'm not going to sit here and make predictions. I hope you're all managing it okay. I wish each and every one of you really the best, and I hope you're all healthy and making it through this situation, and financially all right at least. And I'm signing off for now, but I will still have a regular video coming this week. I'm doing a playthrough episode. I'm debating whether to do a playthrough episode or a guide next week. We'll see. If you want more content, again, check out my second channel for the fun stuff where we're just playing around. And otherwise, take care of yourselves, and bye for now.